Hmm. Special education is racist, and I will tell you why. Because I've been in special ed. Been in special ed since I was 4 years old, and diagnosed with autism at 4 years old, and misdiagnosed with mental retardation at 4 years old. Because when I was in special education, I see a whole lot of Black Americans, uh, Black Africans, Black Caribbeans, and Hispanics. hmm And when I was in special education, I think when I was in, what was it, elementary, middle, high school? I think it was middle school, high school, but at high school, it was Black slash Hispanic. Uh, I would say like majority of them um wasn't the same age. They were like 1 year older, 2 years older, 3 years older, and they supposed to be in the grade after us. Somehow they stayed back because they had E's, 0.00s to 0.990s. It's it depends. Like a 0.00 ain't gonna help you to pass. But hey, I'm not that white colonizer BS. They brainwash us with white colonizers. Bullshit. You know what I mean? And and all that was stuff that was missing out, stuff they didn't want us to know. Try to like want us to know about a real melanin culture. And why is that? hmm Like they don't want us to amount to anything. They want us to be fed. It's not just the school systems, um, America in general. And most of the gender, even of the gender was black and Hispanic, and it's still continuing on, are males than it is with females. If there were a few black females and a few Hispanic females, but it was too many white females in special education. Because as might be like three, maybe three, four, I don't know. No, maybe just less than. But so I'm on Google already typing special education races. Why are so many black boys in special ed? A lack of understanding surrounding how black boys interact with the world and a trigger when it comes to disciplinary and removal practice is continuing to higher than average numbers of black boys in special education classrooms. I seen that. I seen it when I was in special ed. hmm I witnessed that. The team who was in special education who are dominantly black have witnessed this. Why are minorities overrepresented in special education? Overrepresentation of minorities in special education is a growing problem in schools today. Research indicates that factors such as test, poverty, poor general education instructions, and significant professional development for working with defied students could cause this overrepresentation. Mm, 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 mm. I did pass and I did fail in tests. and it was like white colonizer tests. It wasn't a thesis about us melanin people and how we were the first ones that came to Earth in the last. hmm What's up, Cobra? Because we not no reading nation. Hmm. How does race impact special education? In this study, we focus on one potential driver of racial gaps in adulthood special education identification. Research has constantly found that majority minorities, not not majorities, not bad. Minority students are identified with disabilities at higher rates than white students, which is true based on straightforward comparisons of classification rates across useful groups. Mm-mm-mm. Let me go back. So what happened? Yeah, that's what the topic is. Special education is racist, and we blacks are the highest percentage. And the first runners are Hispanics. Okay, okay. What percentage of students in special education are African American? You see this? See, African American slash black percent 7.5%. American Indian slash Alaska Native is 0.7%. Asian 5.0%. Filipino 1.4%. That's Are black students more likely to be in special education? So it says American Indian and Alaska Native children receive special education at twice the rate of the general student population. And black students are 40% more likely to be identified with a disability versus all other students. And Egyptians and Latino, African American, Asian wasn't that day. Oh, okay. You mean African American? Okay, gotcha. 40%. Mm-mm-mm. In American Indians or this is black people anyway. Before light, it was dark. Remember that. This question got my attention. What race has the most learning disabilities? In addition to learning disabilities, accounting for the largest percentage of students served ages 6 to 21 in the national data across all ethnic groups, American Indians Alaska Native students had the highest risk ratio for LD at 0.79, followed by Black students at 1.42, Hispanics 1.50, and white. Ding, 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 ding. Mm-hmm. So it is American Indian slash Alaska Native who are us black folks, the dissidents. And the second, no, not the second, the first one up is blacks. But why, when I was in special ed, it was like mostly dominated by African American, African Caribbean, all other is so and so. And now the most race that have learned disabilities are American Indians, that's Alaska Native. Mm-mm-mm. See, the second question also got my attention. How many African American males are in special education? See, you s- hold on, you see this? I, I witnessed this. It's the black boys. 30 of us been in special education our whole lives. And I think it's in every time, because every time, right, we in special education, that something is really behind that. And I know um, because we got a disorder, multiple disorders, and then there's a paper. I forgot the name of the paper. They're thinking about special attention, and they always like target black males than black females, and I think Hispanic males than Hispanic females. And it's a question in that piece of paper saying, "Are you in special education?" I seen that paper when I was in high school in my ninth grade year. Mm-mm-mm. It's a paper out there, and also it's also um that they have bigot and discriminating tendencies towards black males if we don't participate, being destructive, not destructive, being not destructive, being destructive in class and product needs improvement, very attendant and stuff. Because there's a few that the having a positive attitude towards learning and being cooperative. Excuse me, my mouth is dry. Mm-mm-mm. That we destruct the class. Mm-mm-mm. And I think I never seen this before. A few whites that in a special ed, and they got so much white privilege, they don't even say nothing bad about them. And I wonder why. Hmm. And then they never talk about like they do to us. Like something's wrong with your black child. Your black child needs to be on medication. And knowing that medication ain't controlling your behavior, it destroys it and get your behavior in the worst compromising position when you're on that medication. Why are so many students of color in special education? Researchers have emphasized that living in poverty continues to dis- disproportionate, sorry I mispronounced the word, race of students of color in special education, since these students are more likely to be exposed to risk factors that increase dependent on their genes and behavior problems. I'm gonna skip that question. Why should teachers that's in regular be eligible? I'm skipping that question. Race of how does race affect disability? See, 40% of us, then American Indian students, no, it's 40% on us, and 60% on the American Indian students. So, in general, students of color disability over these president among children with disabilities, black students are 40% more likely, and American Indian students are 70% more likely to be identified as having disabilities than are their peers. We reached the group had the highest percent of students with SLD. The highest is American Indian slash Alaska Native, 17%, Black 16%, White 14%, two or more races 13%, Hispanic is around 12% each, and Asian 7%. Mm, 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 mm. Are majorities disapprovingly nationally diagnosed with learning disabilities? Lately, according to the BBOD analysis, African Americans, Hispanics, and Jews in other ways are also disproportionately identified. Because I still got the word mispronounced. Identified with learning disabilities found in some of the past research on this proportionally. I think this proportionally. I think I have the word right. When we employ by Frederick Alice's 7. No, 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 I'm skipping that question. I think this is going to be the last question. This is going to be the last. No, this is going. I'm going to go back to that question. Are minorities more like having disabilities? African Americans are the most likely to have disabilities. 14%, followed by non-Hispanic ones, 11%, Latinos 8%, Asians 5%. To continue this follows from this source from complex interactions of socioeconomic and demographic characteristics. This is the last question. What percentage of Black Americans have a disability? Approximately, approximately 6 million African Americans in the U.S. live with a disability of some kind. African Americans have the highest rate of disabilities of all segments of the population, at little over 20%. Yet they get little attention by reporters or the public. Hmm. So we blacks and Hispanics, and I'm probably called American Indian out there, the designates, hmm that they think that we need to be on medication, like I just said, and we dealing with it and we talk slow and we have speech problems. I've been a victim of this. hmm And we can't achieve, but or to achieve that we can overcome it. But there's two ways you can overcome it. There's good and there's bad. The good is the both. You be good like I am of the stuff they did not taught us in school. That's the good. The bad is you're gonna be stuck, even though you overcome it and you be one of them. And one of them is that you gotta shock and jive the order routine that higher success. See, that's not me. I know goes on and stuff. hmm Yeah, man. I'm glad that I'm not in school no more. Damn, before I get off, do you know that the majority of black people are special ed? Because I've been thinking about this, and they font of their speech patterns and the words and the files they have problems with, and the reading and all laughing. Mm-mm-mm. And they think that the blacks in special education thinks that they better than the other blacks in special education. They know it all, and they think like that they uppity. They into that uppity mentality that house and fear nigga. Yes, such and such. And oh, I can do everything. I can outsmart you. I can use you. I mean, you can't do that because you're studying hard and blah 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 blah. So I think that's it. I'll pass that for the culture. Before I say anything, um, there's most black males who've been in special education that also gets in trouble with the law, whether it's confession, conviction, if I got it right, and wrongly, no, perfected and wrongly perfected. So I'm out.